Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn history, lesson number 4, colonialism and tribal societies. India is a land of grand cultural coexistence and fusion of people of diverse ethnic stocks. Many ethnic groups migrated during different periods and settled in different areas across the Indian subcontinent. Prior to their arrival, several other communities were already living in this country. In modern parlance, for all such communities, we use the term tribals or Adivasis. These communities had their own system of administration of justice and government, socio political institutions, customs, practices, and lifestyle. With the advent of the British, the situation underwent a dynamic change. You will read in this chapter what the lifestyle of tribals was, how it was affected by the British rule, and what the responses of tribals were towards the changes. In India, there are approximately 67.7 million Adivasis. This term literally means original people or inhabitants of the land. The most important sources of the tribal history are ballads and folklore, which are transferred orally from one generation to the other. Government documents, individual peasants, petitions, administrative proceedings, inquiry commission reports, and their judgments also serve as important sources on tribal history of India. In pre-colonial era, tribal communities inhabited the forest and hilly areas. Tribal societies did not have rigid social divisions to other communities. In fact, they believed in equality. All members of the tribe owned land. Hunting animals and gathering forest produce was their primary occupation. For instance, Khons of Orissa habitually went on collective hunts and fishing as well as collected edible fruits and roots. Besides, they also used the forest produce for medicinal purpose. Many like the Van Gujars of Punjab hills, the Lambaris of Andhra Pradesh, and the Bakarwals of Kashmir practiced pastoralism. Those tribals inhabiting hilly and forested region of northeast and central India were engaged in shifting or zoom cultivation. To allow the sun to reach the ground, the cultivators burnt the vegetation on land and cut the treetops. They used the ash to fertilize the land and scattered the seeds on the land furrowed by a hoe. After the harvest, land was left allow for several years. Besides, some tribal groups did odd jobs like carrying loads, constructing roads, working in the fields of peasants. The tribal people mostly bartered their valuable forest produce for essential commodities. At times, they purchased goods from traders. How the British rule affected the tribals? Many tribal areas came under the British influence when the latter expanded. The tribals were significantly affected by the British rule. Christian missionaries, moneylenders, tikandars, planters, British officials, and zamindars encroached upon the tribal habitations, which resulted in a number of problems. Even though administering the tribal areas was taught, yet the British managed to gain access and establish control over the resources available in these areas. Their policy was to keep the tribals away from the mainstream so that they did not rebel against them. Tribal revolts. Tribal revolts, a response towards the changes. Due to oppressive laws and practices and the exploitation by traders and middlemen, many tribals revolted in the 19th century. The most notable tribal revolts were of the Mundas in Bihar, the Gonds in Orissa, the Khasis in Meghalaya, the Bhils in Maharashtra, and Madhya Pradesh and Santals in Bengal and Bihar. Besides, there was a Kol rebellion of 1831 to 32, the Bastar rebellion of 1910 and the Warli revolt of 1940. The Santhal rebellion of 1855 was directed against all outsiders including the British officials, police, zamindars and moneylenders. These revolts are collectively called the Santhal Hul or the Santhal Liberation Movement. Munda rebellion was one of the most powerful tribal revolts of the late 19th century. Birsa Munda was born in Ulihattu, Ranchi. Birsa Munda at a very young age became sensitive about exploitation of his people by the Dikus, which is outsiders. He was also against the system of Bethbegri or forced labor. Birsa wanted to reform the tribal society and recover its glorious past. He urged his tribe members to give up drinking liquor, practicing animal sacrifices and other evils like witchcraft and sorcery, and lead an honest life. Birsa wanted to restore the glorious past, talked about the golden age when Mundas lived a good life. Away from the oppression of Dikus, he also wanted his fellow brethren to once again cultivate their own land and free themselves from the clutches of landlords and zamindars. Many smaller movements in the region were inspired by the Munda rebellion but were suppressed by the British. Thank you, children.